What's up, guys? Super Golden Key here, coming at you with another LEGO Transformers review. So today we're going to be looking at my own custom creation, which is a LEGO G1 style Transformers Grimlock. Now I say G1 style because it's not exactly like the G1, but it's supposed to be reminiscent of it. I actually built this thing to be in line with the new Transformers Siege figures that have come out recently, and so that is my purpose for building this. So getting into the figure um, overall I think he looks pretty good. The arms may be a bit long, seeing as they're down to their knees, and that's not really how that works, but other than that, I really do like how it came out. The color distinction is nice because you don't really have any mismatched colors other than maybe some whites and dark grays along the legs and arms and whatnot. And the wing things here are not exactly um, color correct. But other than that, with the yellow and red and stuff, I really like how that came out. And there's also some gray panel details here just to give it a bit more of a realistic look. So right here is his sword that you see him use in the Fall of Cybertron game. Um, I think it looks pretty good, pretty accurate. A bit like too cartoonish, but I feel like maybe some grays would have helped that, but that would just be too much detail to fit into this little thing right here. So it attaches to his hand using this thing right here. So if you go to his hand here, you'll see that you can just plug this in here like this. Come on. Behave, Grimlock. There we go. And there you can get him holding his sword. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So you'll see around the back here, you can see all the back kibble and whatnot. And you'll see the legs are actually pretty clean for what they are. And I don't know how, if it's magic or miracles, but he is able to stand on his own, even with the stuff on his back. So I'm pretty happy about that as well. So here he is, next to the Voyager class Optimus Prime. As you can see, he's a lot taller. Here he is, next to the Voyager class Megatron. And here he is, next to the Deluxe class Ironhide. So, starting off the articulation, the head can rotate side to side. The wing things on here are on ball joints, and they can also move up and down as such. The arms are a bit strange, but you can get them to work. So they can move out about that far, but you notice they can't really go forward and backwards the way they're designed. So what you can do is move it out like this, and then rotate it, and then you can get it moving forward. And then you can also rotate that to get it in however you want the arm to look. So the elbow is a 90 degrees. You can pull this thing out, which doesn't really add that much, but you can still do it if you wanted. There is a rotation, not at the bicep, but more at the lower elbow, so that's how that works. The wrists are on a bit of, I guess you could say, an illegal connection, but there is a clip piece on the inside of here, an old style one, and you just fit it into the back of this headlight brick, and it fits in there perfectly, so you can move it around as if it was sort of a ball joint and whatnot. One interesting thing here is the ball joints I used for his wing pieces here. They're not on the actual ball joint pieces for this. They're actually just regular clip pieces put together. I didn't have enough of the proper ball joint pieces, so I just figured I'd pop it in like that, and it turns out it actually works really well. It is a bit looser, but for a small piece like this, it really works pretty great. So, yes, it's another illegal move, but it works, so I don't really care. Then coming to his midsection here, it's strange because he has, like, he can rotate it here, and then he can also rotate it here. So he has two waist rotations, which is interesting, I guess. I guess you could say he has a waist rotation and a hip rotation, but whatnot. So the legs can move out that far. They can move forwards about that much, really not that far with the forwards movement, and not that far back either. The knees are a bend, they are on ball joints, so you can bend it there, or if you want, you can bend it at the transformation joint, but that doesn't get you a whole lot. And then you can also rotate it at the knee for a rotation and whatnot. The feet don't have much other than just a pivot, but if you look inside there, the transformation stuff gets kind of in the way, so what you want to do is you kind of want to move that out a little bit, and then you can rotate, or sorry, pivot the ankle like so. And so that is pretty much it for the articulation. Now this guy's transformation is a bit of a mess just due to the size, and it's not extremely complex, but it's just sort of difficult, so bear with me. Actually, just to make the transformation a bit easier on myself, I'm going to just rip him in half like this, just to make things a little bit easier. So, if we go to the back of the legs, you'll see these panels and stuff, so you're going to want to flip these out. You're going to want to move these and just get them out of the way. Then you're going to want to take the feet and move them inwards all the way, both sides. Then you're going to want to bend the knees at both these joints here so that it will go all the way around. And so while you're doing this, you're also going to want to get this thing out of the way by pushing it up. And you bend the knees like so. And then you do the same on the other side. And then you'll see there's this peg right in there that's going to peg into the other side there. And they have the legs, and you're going to want to move that up as well. And these, with the tail, are going to peg into one another as such. There we go. And then you have the legs all done. Then for the upper body, what you're going to want to do is take the dinosaur head on the back, flip that up, rotate it, and just bring it down like there. Then these wings are going to want to bring these down like that. And do the same with the other one. And so those will just cover up the head and face right there, like that. And then you're going to want to bring this part right here out like, come on, like that. And this part as well. And then you're going to want to just angle these out and rotate these down a bit. You'll be able to adjust those later as you see fit. And then just bring the head down and just get that all situated like this. And then the legs or pretty interesting. So you're going to want to untab it from this spot, rotate it down, and then plug it into this spot on the hips here, like that, and then push that part in so that it is secure. Do the same on the other side. Untab that, rotate it down, and tab it in there. Then you're going to want to take the hands, rotate them forwards like that, and rotate this piece around so that it is facing the back of the legs, like that. And you're going to do the same on the other side. Just rotate that around. It'll stay in place. Rotate that around, and then rotate the piece to where it is facing this direction. And then, well, you don't have to rip this thing apart, but I just did it for the sake of conveniency because he's pretty big and it won't fit in this small area I have. So, if you chose to rip him in half, you're just going to want to plug his waist back in. But if you chose not to, then that's fine as well. And then you just have that like that. Then the tail you're going to want to situate by rotating the base pieces upwards as far as they will go. And then rotate these pieces as well. Then you're going to want to take the legs and move them as forward as you can. Bring the head down. And then, let's see. Oh, you're going to want to take the legs right here, and you're going to want to push them back as if you're moving the legs backwards. Push those back as far as they'll go. Put the legs back down in their proper position. Like so. Make sure the tail doesn't fall apart. Put it back together. Then you want to take the little T-Rex arms, move them down, Get this thing symmetrical, because symmetry is everything. And here you have a G1 Grimlock Dinosaur mode. And I think that it looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. I do think that the robot mode is the better half of these two, but I still think that the dinosaur mode looks pretty good as well. You can see it from the front there. You can see it from behind. Yeah, so overall, not too bad looking. So the articulation for this thing is limited. The tail is a bit weird because of how it's connected, but you do get a side-to-side. The legs can't really move forwards or backwards, and they can't really move out any either. The knees still bend, and you can move the toes a little bit. The T-Rex arms can move up and down, and then there's this little joint in there to make them go in and out. And then the head, there's a joint here and a joint here. I'm going to keep those together to keep it solid looking. And then the mouth can open as well. I really like the way the head came out. I'm really happy with that. And so, there you got that. So not much for articulation, but most dino modes aren't really anyways. The sword, there's there isn't really a proper place for it to store. So, I don't know if you wanted, you could take it on his side there and just plug it in there, I guess, and have him store it on his side. Yeah, I guess you could do that. That's basically what the War for Cybertron toy did. Of course, that one also came with a shield, but I didn't make a shield for this one because I didn't really have enough pieces for it. So as for size comparisons in this mode, here he is with the Voyager class Optimus Prime. You can see Grimlock is a little bit taller than he is, as he should be. Here he is with Voyager Megatron. Once again, he's just a little bit taller. And here he is with the Deluxe class Ironhide. And obviously he should be taller than him. So yeah, I'd say he scales pretty well with the rest of the Siege figures. Until we do hopefully get an actual Siege Grimlock, this will have to do for me for now. So, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button if you want to get more notifications of when I upload, however rare it may be. And, comment if you want to, if you have something to say. Until next time, so long.